Hey everyone, Hurricane Liz here, and in this video, I'm going to show you guys an income report, and I'm going to show you what I actually made on Cyber Monday. Now keep in mind, this is Cyber Monday, so it's kind of a big deal. Black Friday is too, and the volume is usually around 3 to 5 times what it normally is. And in addition, I'm also going to show you the mistakes I made and how you can avoid making them so that you don't have the same problems as me and you can cash in on really huge days. Now, keep in mind, these lessons apply not only to Cyber Monday, but they apply to pretty much the whole rest of the year. So I'm going to show you how not to get your ass kicked like I did on Cyber Monday. So let's go ahead and jump straight into my screenshot and take a look at how much money I made on Cyber Monday. Last thing I'm going to mention here is that I will refresh the screen so that you can see these numbers are legit. They're not bullshit. I'm not going to show you an actual little shot of what my numbers are. I'm going to refresh the screen so you can see how much money I made on Cyber Monday. And as a bonus, I'll also throw in at the end of this video how much money I made on Black Friday. So let's take a look. Alright, so as you can see, I'm in my actual analytics part, and I'm going to just go here to reports, business reports, and it's going to show you that I'm back for today. So far I've made $6,300. It's December 20th. Sales are kind of declining right now because people kind of hit that rush and now they're probably hitting local stores. They're a little afraid that their Amazon stuff might take too long to get to them. So what we're going to look at is we're going to look at Cyber Monday, which let's pull up my calendar here and take a look at what day was Cyber Monday. It was December 2nd. So let's take a look at December 2nd and see what happened on that day. And I'm going to go to custom, and then I'm going to hit December 2nd to December 2nd here. And then I'm going to click apply, and it's going to show my number. I'll go ahead and refresh it again just so you guys can see that I'm not joking around about this amount of money. This is today again, December 2nd, but I'll go back to custom again, custom December 2nd, and hit apply. And there you have it, $19,246. And I know a lot of people will be excited about this number. I, for one, was not very excited with this number. Now, let me talk about why. As you can see right here, it'll tell us how much we made a year ago today, which is $13,000, but that wasn't Cyber Monday. So if we really want to jump into last Cyber Monday, we're looking for November of 2018, and it's going to be the 26th or the 19th. I'm willing to bet it's the 26th, so let's take a look at the 26th to November of 2018, the 26th. And if we hit apply, this is what I made last Cyber Monday. So a big difference in profits and in sales, over $10,000, which at a 30% margin is about $3,000 in sales. Big difference. Let's talk about why, and you guys are going to learn some very valuable lessons. So lesson number one, and the number one reason why this happened, is that I ran out of inventory on or around the 9th of November. Now keep in mind, this was for a very brief period of time. It was for about 5 days. I ran out of inventory on my best selling product. And as a result, when it was out of inventory, because we are in an accelerated pace of sales, we're almost at Christmas, it just took a dive. It took a dive for the South, and unfortunately, when it came back in stock 5 days later, my sales weren't as high as they should have been. Now, how could I have gotten it to the point where it was? Well, it's a little bit difficult to do that, especially when you're right in the thick of things. And that's because once November rolls around, if you're not ready to go, it's going to be a lot harder to rank your product because the sales velocity of other products is so much higher. Now, what does that mean? That means that other people are selling shit while you're out, and Amazon looks at all the sales as an average. So the most important lesson you can take from this is never run out of inventory, and that's exactly what I did. So my tip for you, and although I have it implemented in my business, it just so happened that customs got a hold of my container and they needed to do an additional test. Whatever the hell that means. Well, that additional test cost me a shit ton of money. So let's take a look at inventory and what you can do to actually manage not running out of inventory. What you can actually do is set up this little bell here. And it's like a little bell that you could put inside of Amazon. And some of these you'll notice are blocked out because they're actual products that I do have this little bell already set up. So how do you set up this little bell? You're going to select the product that you want to set up a little bell for. I'm going to click on this right here, and then I'm going to click right here, action selected. I'm going to hit set replenishment alerts. And when that happens, this particular thing is going to pop up, and it says when my fulfillable quantity reaches, and we have to decide an amount. This amount will allow that bell to trigger, and that amount, what you usually have to do is calculate a run out point. Now, what that means is you have to figure out the amount of time it takes the product to get manufactured, the amount of time it takes the product to get shipped to you, and how much on average you're selling on each of those days. You put that all together and you figure out what your run out point is, so that when you run out, you will get an email from Amazon and that little bell will pop up on your inventory, and now you'll be notified that you need to reorder with your manufacturer. It's pretty simple. In a future video, I'll show you guys how to calculate that if you really need to, other than what I just told you. But as you can see right here, the average unit shipped based on the past 30 days is 116 units. So if it takes me 30 days for my manufacturer to make it, 20 to arrive by sea, and 14 to Amazon, that's 74 days in total. So I'm going to need to calculate how many of these I'm going to go through in 74 days. So if we do 116 per week, that's every 7 days. Well, let's do that. So 116 divided by 7 is 16.57 every 7 days. So that's 16.57 a day. And if we just say 17 per day, and it's going to take us 74 days. When we hit 12:58, we're going to need to set that little bell off. Now, keep in mind, here's another thing that you want to do. I typically do an overage of 2 weeks. So that means another 17 times 14. I add that to the 238 to 1258. And that means that when I hit 238 plus 1258, 1,500 units, that's when I want to set up this little bell. So I'm going to put when fulfillable quantity reaches, I can put either the 1258 or the actual 1,500. And now the little bell is going to pop up for that particular product, just like the little bell popped up right here on these two. That means that I need to reorder these two products right here. So pretty simple. A couple of my products have that on them, but that means that you need to reorder. So the goal here is never run out of inventory, or else you're going to fall behind. All right, so let's jump into the second lesson learned from this particular income report. And that lesson is plan out how your inventory comes in. Now, you might be wondering, Liz, what the hell do you mean by that? It's actually pretty simple. So November, you're going to get some sales, particularly Black Friday and Cyber Monday. But really, the rest of November, it picks up, but it's not as crazy as December. So what you want to do is plan for having a huge Black Friday and a Cyber Monday, but don't send the bulk of your inventory until they're going to arrive for that date. So make sure you start sending those in maybe early to the first week of November so they arrive in time for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But when you really want to send the bulk of your product, it's for December, because December, you're going to see gigantic numbers. So in December, you really want to send in the bulk of your product. But if you already ordered for Chinese New Year, and the reason you would do that is to have a product in advance so that you don't have to order during Chinese New Year, because it's difficult to get products then, you want to try and ship that inventory into a third-party warehouse. Don't ship it to Amazon. And the reason you don't want to ship it to Amazon is that their storage fees go up for November and December. So you're going to be stuck with a gigantic storage bill if you choose to ship them to Amazon. So plan accordingly and make sure your inventory all goes shipped out to the right person at the right time. All right, so that's pretty simple. Lesson number 2. Lesson number 3, that is be more lenient on your PPC. What do I mean by that? That's if you're doing things right to this point, you're going to be running a lot of pay-per-click advertising on Amazon, and chances are you want to be more lenient. So what that is let's say your ACOS, and I know this is advanced terminology, but if you are selling on Amazon, you should know this. Let's say your ACOS and your break-even ACOS is 30%. Then you want to allow some campaigns to go a little bit over your 30%, and you want to possibly lose some money on those because they're going to help you gain organic sales. So what I usually do is I usually don't really optimize my PPC in November and December. I just let it run because of the fact that I want to get as many sales as possible. So my last optimization will be in October, and then on November and December, I just let it run, and then I'll be back at optimizing it come about mid-January. Now remember, sales will still trickle in after Christmas, and in January, you're going to see a pretty decent month too. A lot of people use the gift cards they get in order to buy product, so don't worry. if you think you missed out on December, because January brings just as good sales. All right, so let's jump into lesson number 4. Lesson number 4 is if you're going to run promotions, and if you look under here, it's going to be under deals, so advertising deals. If you're going to run those, make sure you only run lightning deals, 7-day deals, or coupons. Do not run any external promotions with giveaway groups. And the reason for that is, again, it becomes more difficult to rank when you run promotions during Christmas as opposed to running internal promotions with Amazon. So you want to run still your lightning deals, and keep in mind holiday deals will be much more expensive than during the regular season. And you want to run coupons, which can turn out to be extremely profitable. I have a very good friend that pretty much sold out almost all of his inventory. He missed out on holiday deals, but he did a lot of coupons and sold the crap out of his product. And then lastly, 7-day deals can be extremely lucrative. Now, one more tip on those actual deals, make sure you have ordered enough stock to carry you over, because you will organically get a lot of sales from people that missed out on the deal just because they had it in their cart and they're still going to hit add to cart and check out. So make sure you have enough to cover yourself with deals, and you can end up with really lucrative days. Now, as a bonus, I'm going to show you what I did on actual Black Friday, so you can see kind of what more or less I'm doing in general. And again, like I told you before, this Christmas or this season for me hasn't been as great because of the fact that I did run out of my best product, but it's still been a Christmas holiday. So Christmas is my favorite time of year. But let's take a look at Black Friday, which is going to be in November, and it's going to be the 29th. So let's take a look at the 29th. As you can see, I'm actually hitting the real refresh button here, and you'll see that on Black Friday I made $14,000. That's not that much, but compared to what I did last time. I know you guys are saying like, oh, Liz, you're whining about this crap. Stop being a freaking baby. You made $14K just on your one Amazon store. I do have several Amazon stores, but this is actually one of my favorite stores to sell on during the holiday. Let's take a look at November last year, and we can see how much different Black Friday was. So Cyber Monday was the 26th. Black Friday would have been the 23rd. Let's do 2018 and check the 23rd and then hit apply here. And so just slightly less last year, only about 2,000 in sales, which equals about 300 or 600 profit. I can't even do math, guys and gals. If you guys can do math, you have a better chance at succeeding in Amazon than me. It's pretty simple. So 16,000 last Black Friday. And now, as you can see from this video, hopefully you guys have learned the 4 most important lessons I learned coming into Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and you guys are equipped with enough to help prevent you miss out on making those mistakes. If you have any questions, feel free to post them below. I personally answer every single thing, and if not, I'll see you on the next video.